And now, coming to you from Resistance headquarters, it's Off the Grid
with the music business heretic
Leslie Cross Jr.
and Marlon Huntsberry,
providing the information that you need to thrive as an independent, to build a pliable leverage and carve a true empowered success.
Knowledge equals empowerment, and empowerment equals freedom.
Welcome to episode 3.
What's going on, Huntsberry?
Mr. Cross, how you doing today, sir?
Man, so much is happening, Mr. Marlon, man. We got great reviews from the last episode. Man, you guys are feeling us. We feel excited about today's show. Let's go ahead and kick it off, Mr. Marlon.
Let's do it.
All right, one thing we want to do in establishing these shows is to always give a definition for Off the Grid. We don't want new listeners to be lost in the concept that we're trying to convey in this show. Now, our definition of Off the Grid means that an artist, producer, band, independent record label, production company, or management company has decided to maintain ownership and control over their master recordings and to work their musical project using their own sources of revenue, their own connection points, and their own grind points. Off the Grid is a bottom-up concept. It's very important that you get this. Off the Grid is a concept that is created from the bottom up, meaning that you don't allow a corporate conglomerate to tell you what type of music is or is not acceptable, marketable, relevant, or permissible for you to create and pursue. Off the Grid is words to live by. It's something we're going to keep pushing. It's the whole basis and foundation of everything that we do, that you can do this thing independent. Some of the, things that you need to know as an artist, as a producer, as a songwriter, as a manager.
To thrive
Off the grid. Now, on the last episode, we talked about the concept of master recordings. We got great feedback about that, and we still want you guys to reach out to us if you have further questions, concerns, you're still confused by the concept. We want to know, we want to talk to you, we want to engage you. But this week's episode, what we want to do is, we want to talk about the concept of intellectual property. Now, intellectual property is very critical in the entertainment industry. Intellectual property represents the actual creative components of the music game. It involves the lyrics. If you are a songwriter and you come up with the lyrics and the melody, that's an intellectual property right. Or if you're a composer and you come up with the music, you come up with the concept, around the track that supports the lyric, then that's an intellectual property right. Those rights are critical in the entertainment industry. The master recording is one right. The intellectual property right related to the lyrics and the music is another property right. Now, we're going to develop this concept in future episodes, but today we just want to touch upon the fact that intellectual property rights involved at this stage, your lyrics, and your music.
Soldier. Off the grid, soldier. Off the grid, soldier.
We're going to talk about the Off the Grid Soldier. The Off the Grid Soldier is a badge of honor. That's what we look at it as. It's a band, group, artist who has decided to do this thing off the grid. What we want to do with the Off the Grid Soldier concept is encourage you that there are living examples of people doing what we're telling you. This is not a theory. People are getting paid. People are eating off the grid.
It's real out there, that's for sure.
Now, Mr. Huntsberry, our Off the Grid Soldier for this episode is 9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails.
Man, this band is so... They are heroes. I mean, they have just done this thing to a degree that has really intimidated a lot of the record labels. 9 Inch Nails versus the music business. Man, that's so real.
Man, I love that, Mr. Cross.
Man.
But keep going.
Yeah, 9 Inch Nails, they are incredible. Now, the thing that I like about them is they are comfortable admitting the mistakes that they made as artists. I was reading a recent article by 9 Inch Nails, Trevor Reznor, who is the leader of 9 Inch Nails. And basically what he said was, look, The music industry, the executives who run the music industry, well, let me say it this way. The major labels and the executives who are in charge of the major labels don't understand the concept of how to move units now. There's a completely different way of moving product. And the industry, according to Reznor, is basically a dinosaur. They're not adjusting their systems and their methods to reflect how people want to interact with music, how people want to buy music, etc. One thing that he said that was really it just hit me like a ton of bricks. He made a statement saying that, look, okay, the record company, the major label, sells this CD for $18.98. I'm only making 80 cents. Why is it working that way? Then on top of that, all the money that they spend on me, I'm the one that has to pay it back. And then at the end of paying everything back, I don't own anything. And the line that I loved that he said was, who the made that rule up? Now this is a PG show. We're not gonna say it, but the passion that he had is just so real because he understood that he had signed the wrong situation. So what he's saying is, and how he's operating his situation is, we don't need a label. We can go out here and do this thing ourselves. They've been releasing quite a bit of their project directly to the fans. They've released stuff on BitTorrent. They've released stuff on Facebook. There's all kind of things that they're doing that's bucking the traditional model. But for our purposes, what we want to do is just give you living examples of telling you people, look, this stuff is real. Nine Inch Nails in their last release made $1.6 million that they pocketed. They cut out all the middlemen. This stuff is real. And that's why Nine Inch Nails is our off-the-grid soldier for this episode.
All right.
Segment of the show is something that a lot of people can't deal with, Mr. Huntsberry.
It's the dip.
It's the dip.
The dip.
Y'all got to feel the dip. Now we've been,
I'm feeling the dip right now.
You feeling the dip?
I'm gonna be honest.
Well, tell us what's your dip? What's been your dip, Mr. Moore?
My dip has been trying to work through. I've never dealt with Flash and animating anything in my life, and now I'm introduced to that world, trying to get that up so we can have some animation on our site.
Yes.
And I'm in the middle of a dip right now, but I'm fighting through it, and you guys will see soon. But that's my dip, just the learning curve.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Keep fighting, Mr. Huntsberry.
I'm gonna keep fighting.
Man, we soldiers and we generals. We
right.
lead from the front, not from the back.
That's
we don't
right.
tell y'all to go out there and fight on the field and we on some hill. No, we on the front line, so we fighting.
I'm taking my work home tonight, and I'm gonna learn how to do it.
That's real.
We're gonna make it through.
Now let me tell you what my dip has been.
What's yours?
My dip has been long hours.
Long hours.
Man,
15?
15 hours a day. Since we've initiated this podcast, created basically a whole nother
universe
and
workload, and I've grown a beard. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, no, man. Hey, your segment is still. That's necessary because people have to understand that it's sacrifice. There's a lot of things that you have to give up in order to make it happen.
For the rest of this program, click on part 2.
What have you done?
What are you doing?
And what will you do for the movement?
We'll see you guys next time.
Thrive off the grid until you emerge to get back on